They were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger.
It's another thing. Why we got? Another thing we're gonna change about these fight about getting.
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone. Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy. Man. Okay. Being active, man. That's the correct. But you look skinny. When you get back in the ring like sometime in December, before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends. So, got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and. Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone. Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy. Man. Okay. Being active, man. That's the correct. But you look skinny. When you get back in the ring like sometime in December, before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends. So, got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and. Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone. Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy. Man. Okay. Being active, man. That's the correct. But you look skinny. When you get back in the ring like sometime in December, before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends. So, got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and. Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone. Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy. Man. Okay. Being active, man. That's the correct. But you look skinny. When you get back in the ring like sometime in December, before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends. So, got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and. Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone. Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy. Man. Okay. Being active, man. That's the correct. But you look skinny. When you get back in the ring like sometime in December, before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends. So, got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and. fight anybody? You can fight anyone. Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man. Okay. Active, man. That's the correct. When you look skinny, would you get back in the ring like sometime in December? Before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're going to get another fight in, and who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone. Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man. Okay. Active, man. That's the correct. When you look skinny, would you get back in the ring like sometime in December? Before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're going to get another fight in, and who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone. Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man. Okay. Active, man. That's the correct. When you look skinny, would you get back in the ring like sometime in December? Before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're going to get another fight in, and who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone. Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man. Okay. Active, man. That's the correct. When you look skinny, would you get back in the ring like sometime in December? Before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're going to get another fight in, and who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone. Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man. Okay. Active, man. That's the correct.
It's another thing. Why we got? Another thing we're gonna change about these fights, about getting this money. Stop getting this money when it's over. You gotta pay me after the time the fight is over with. That's what other fighters gotta get to too. Waiting and all that. Cause any other business shit, after the job's done, we want your money. We didn't want to wait no month or 2 weeks or 3. We need it now. That's another thing that needs to be changed. It's another thing. Why we got? Another thing we're gonna change about these fights, about getting this money. Stop getting this money when it's over. You gotta pay me after the time the fight is over with. That's what other fighters gotta get to too. Waiting and all that. Cause any other business shit, after the job's done, we want your money. We didn't want to wait no month or 2 weeks or 3. We need it now. That's another thing that needs to be changed.
What's up? What's up? What's up? My camera's off. Welcome to the show, y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you guys for coming in. I done forgot how to do the comment section and all this, man. Yeah, Cornball Fred is back, and it pays to be a cornball. Yeah. It pays to be a cornball. I don't care how many people come in this motherfucker. I'm just here to talk my shit. I don't care if you beam in. If you beam in, show your face. We ain't doing that hide behind the avatar no more. Nah. Fred got a lot of notes, and Fred gonna talk his shit today. Woo, Fred gonna talk his shit today because a lot of YouTube channels going out of business. A lot of YouTube buildings. A lot of YouTube channels going out of business today. They called me a liar. But anyways, man, we gonna welcome y'all. First, I want to say, I mean, at the end of the day, I want to say Errol, Spence, and Terrence Crawford gave us what we wanted, right? We wanted the best fighting the best. We got the best. We got the best versus the best. Obviously, we know what happened. Terrence Crawford was the better fighter. Terrence Crawford was the better fighter. Terrence Crawford is in a elite level. It's a distant second. Inoue is number 2. You know what I mean? And he's stupendous. And nothing I say tonight infringes upon that. I just want to talk my smack for a couple hours, maybe an hour and a half, 2. That's all I want to do. You know what I mean? I'm just here to tell you now, PBC and YouTube channels are in shambles because when I woke up, and let's start there it was around about 2018. You know what I mean? Fred, you changing. No, I'm not changing. I know the truth. No pun intended to Errol Spence. And I'm glad Errol Spence took the challenge. I have no qualms with Errol Spence, but we're going to talk about everything that we saw. I tell you that. You know what I mean? It was around about 2018, and I remember exactly when it happened. I was at the garage. I've said it before, but you know, we got some new people, and this is going to be one of these lives that people go to since it was after the Errol Spence fight, maybe 20 years down the line. So I just want to give people up to speed. You know, 2000 May, it was Malcolm X's birthday. 2018. I was at Gary Russell, JoJo Diaz. And Errol Spence called Brittany Goosen. I'm standing right next to her. Oh, Fred is here? Yes, I can hear the whole conversation. She's literally right next to me. And she's like, oh, no, we're not going to have a press. We're not going to have a Q&A at the press conference because Fred is going to ask the questions about the Negro emails, you know, the N-word emails, you know what I mean? And I said, And then, so I said, Brittany, I asked her, why didn't we have, I know why. I said, Brittany, why didn't we have a Q&A? Oh, you know, Al just thought it would be best if Mita didn't ask any questions. Okay. I get you. And then come to find out, that was, I figured out it was Al Haymon on the phone, you know, because 20 seconds, she went up to the, what's the guy? I don't know who was narrating it, but it was a guy narrating or doing the Q&A. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I put 2 and 2 together. And it was in that moment when I woke up. And people were like, oh, Fred switched up. No, I know the truth. I know that it was a game. This other side of the street stuff is for monetization purposes only for the men in suits. Oh, yeah. And we blocking people. We doing all that because Fred don't care. Oh, yeah. Fred don't care. You know, I'm banned. Oh, I love this tonight. I don't care how you feel about me. I don't care what you think. Nah, I don't care. Fred is going to be him tonight. The family man, him. Because y'all think him, if you sell drugs, pimp women, smoke a little weed, drink a little alcohol, that's him. No. The definition of him is father figure, leader in the house. That's who him is. Him is, oh, you make a 3, you him. No. The definition of him is family man. The definition of him is leader. The definition of him, whatever faith you believe in, if you are, lead. That's what it is. That's what it is. Oh, yeah. That's what it is. Yeah, man. What's up, Cam? I saw you and you and Kyle hanging out. That's pretty dope. And then in 2018, I woke up. My conversation started changing online. And I admit, what's up, DJ? I admit I was tiptoeing a little bit because I didn't want to upset a lot of people. You know what I mean? And so I was building momentum, and then more and more stuff started happening. PBC, take my credentials, because I told the people who I was supposed to tell that Kelly Swanson said Black stories don't matter. I'm just giving you guys the update, and then we're going to get into that. And then I tell the people who I need to tell, and they say, Fred, give me your credential. No problem. You can have it. I can afford to do anything I want in boxing. I have everybody's phone number in here. Everybody in boxing. And if I don't have their phone number, guess who I can call? Them and get the number. So I'm literally unstoppable at this point. Now, mind you, you guys got to understand the play. Mind you, Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia, I had over 100 people at a brunch, right? Jamal Charlo, Brandon Adams, I had over 150 people at a barbershop the Saturday morning before the fight. All this is Saturday mornings before the fight. Now, also remember, Errol Spence, Sean Porter, I had over 300 people. Nobody paid a damn thing. Nobody paid a damn thing. Fred is getting too powerful. His voice is getting too big. And he doesn't need us to do it. He doesn't need Kelly Swanson. He doesn't need Sam Watson. He doesn't need nobody. I don't need nobody. You understand? Oh, well, you can just go. If it's boring, peace. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? I don't care tonight. Matter of fact, I don't care, period. You know, so the point I'm making is this. I was getting too powerful. And I don't mean powerful as in I'm taking over boxing, meaning that I had a voice. Right. But I get back to, I'm like, hey, we got a chance to do some things. Nah. The Negroes on YouTube only care about being a personality. I'm gonna give you a great example. We're gonna get to where we need to get to. The Boxing Voice put on a hell of a weekend. The Boxing Voice, it sounds like, yeah. Oh, yeah, care. I mean, that's an exaggerative term. I don't care. Meaning, I'm not, what's the term? I don't care what the term is, but the value is very, very minimum. So yes, maybe it's 0.001 care. You know what I mean? So the point I'm making is this. The Boxing Voice put on a hell of a weekend this weekend, right? They had appreciation. They did a fight party, over 150 people, whatever. I don't know what they did. They gave out awards. They had a star-studded boxing type here. We've never done anything like that. I don't give a fuck if you black, LDBC, new media, anti-black, coon black, whatever black you are on this platform. No one wanted power. They wanted your super chats. They wanted you to join their Patreon. They wanted you to pay some dues. No one wanted power. Fred wanted power. Oh, I wanted absolute power. That's the only way. That's the only way I live my life, is in position of power. I don't live my position. I don't live my life asking and begging and clawing for a signature. And then we get stuck. And now we're in a position of everybody's a personality guy. Nobody black on YouTube has power. And I'm talking about pretending to have power. No. Can't happen. Not only was I strong enough to lead by example, I could financially afford to lead by example. Exactly my point. You understand what I'm saying? So I get back to YouTube and everyone is like, oh, Fred is a fake Malcolm X. Fred is a coon. Fred is this. Because in 2018, 2019, I woke up. I'm like, no, it's about money and power. This skin politics is for the men in suits. Give you a great example. When a Mexican throws a left hook to the body, that's Mexican style. Skin politics. When a black fighter hits and don't get hit, he's slick. When Adam Kownacki fights, the Polish people showed up. When a UK fighter, when Ricky Hatton came to Vegas, the Brits, is he from Britain or he's from one of them? Let's say the UK. UK shows up and shows out playing their drums. Y'all remember that? They're manipulative. And I said, no, I got it. This man pretending to be the blackest man in boxing is really about money. And the black people on YouTube is about their YouTube channel, because I'm going to prove to you and I'm going to tell you real simple. Gary Russell. We're going to get to the Errol Spence stuff. You know what I mean? We're going to get to all that. We're going to get to all that. No problem. But I just want to spend the first couple of minutes just laying the foundation. Gary Russell. Nobody stood up for Gary Russell because he wasn't everybody's most popular fighter. But not only just most popular fighter, you can't get AdSense off of Gary Russell because guess what? He's not that popular. But Fred stood in the gap. No, we got to treat Gary Russell like he's Deontay Wilder, because it's going to keep on happening and keep on happening and keep on happening. So what happened? Gary Russell's out over a year, and guess who he loses to? Makasaka or something. Makasuki, Magasi, whatever his name is. Y'all saw it in Atlantic City. He lost, but nobody cares. Nobody cares. So what happened to Mikhail Fox? He got robbed. He got robbed. He's black. Got a black father. He came on the show. Got a black brother. Thank you, Denzel. Got a black father. We supposed to be pro-black. I'm the only one talking about it. Every 2 weeks or 3 weeks when I had a live, I always made a point to keep his name relevant. Not because I knew it wasn't going to change, but to let you guys know, this is what we've gone through. And then it happens to J-Rock. 3 fights in 3 years. Nobody cares but Fred. Y'all saw the intro. Chris Areola. Nobody cares but Fred. I showed it for 3 months on the show. Nobody cares because J-Rock and guess who? Chris Areola don't generate money for the pro-Negroes. They're pro-AdSense. They're not pro-black. Nobody is pro-black. Let's just say we are. We're pro-AdSense. What's up, Rich? We're pro-AdSense. Every 21st of the month, when you donate, I literally cut my AdSense off. Y'all see the commercials on my thing. But for the last 6 months of my show, y'all couldn't make a donation. I said, I don't want the people's money. Not to say I don't. I'm being respectful, but y'all know me by now. It's cool. I personally took my AdSense off. I was only making $300 to $500 a month anyway, but I took it off. Not to say I'm big, high, and mighty, but I knew it was about the money. People on YouTube are pro AdSense because they don't tell the truth. Is anybody going live? I don't know. I've unsubscribed to everybody. But is anybody going live today telling the truth? Did anyone mention Derek James left his fighter hanging? He's going over to the UK. He should have threw in the towel 2 rounds ago. He pulling a Rocky. Apollo Creed was Errol Spence last night. But we sit and we pretend. Do you want me to continue? Deontay Wilder is out for over a year. It is intentional that he's out for over a year. He loses. Then Deontay Wilder doubles down. He's only had one manager and one advisor. He's only had one advisor and one manager, and everybody's still twiddling their thumbs because Deontay Wilder is not the heavyweight champion of the world anymore. And Deontay Wilder doesn't have a villain. See, Deontay Wilder didn't have a villain anymore, so you can't make AdSense off of Deontay Wilder's name. But you know who has a villain on YouTube? Errol Spence. Errol Spence has a villain. His name is Terrence Bud Crawford. Like I said, in 2018, 2019, I was leading the charge. I never called Terrence Crawford a slave. I said he wasn't smart for leaning on Bob Arum. I said Bob Arum is misguiding his career. And you know what happened? I admitted on this show I was wrong. I text Bomac. I said I was wrong. I told all these dudes I was wrong. See, when you know the truth, you got to stand up for it. Me and Bomac text each other every couple months during COVID. Nothing big, nothing strong, but if I know something, I'm going to tell him. And I'm willing to tell you, I'm willing to bet you, Bomac respects the hell out of me because during negotiations, when I heard Al Haymon's voice on the phone, when I heard Al Haymon's voice on the phone and I took it to the people, I wasn't that employee that says, I'm getting a raise and you're not. I wasn't him. I took the information to the people. I text Bomac. I told him. You know, it was 2009. It was I know it was before COVID. So fill in the gaps. It's somewhere in there. 2018, 2019. Somewhere in between there. But it was in those moments, like I said, I was working towards the understanding. Then you start seeing little things. You know what I mean? You start seeing little things coming about. And I'm like, and then it starts connecting. So it was in that realm. It was before, let's say before COVID, because I don't want to be called a liar. because everything I say is 100% facts tonight. So I got the information. I took it to the people. I contact Team Spence. I contact Team Crawford. I use my platform to tell the truth. I was doing 2 million views a month during COVID. I was telling the people what the hell was going on. But Fred is a crazy son of a gun. Crazy son of a gun. Yeah, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. So now we get to Errol Spence. He's out 16 months. In the biggest fight of his life. Yeah, maybe I am hurt, Jerry. Yeah, maybe I am hurt. Yeah, I mean, I'll block you tonight too. I don't give a damn. I'm hurt. Yeah, I'm hurt. I've been hurt. And so Errol Spence loses. Now everyone is scrambling. Everyone is scrambling, trying to figure out what happened. What happened was 3 years ago. Every PBC fighter, you're not prepared to fight a fighter who is well prepared. These non-PBC fighters are fighting 3 times a month. Bob Arum wasn't the problem. It was Bob Arum versus Al Haymon. That was the problem. And it gets trickled down into a different narrative. And I was a part of that narrative. But you don't know until you know. And when I knew, you know what I did? I took it to the people. I didn't pretend to keep on telling this narrative. Like, Fred, you were pro PBC. I didn't know. I didn't know it was about Al Haymon making the most money versus Bob Arum making the most money. It's about position of power for them, not the fighters. That's what the real game is. And then when I tell y'all this black man y'all believe in has never put up his own money, oh, that's impossible, Fred. How he never put up his own money? Prove to me he put up his own money. When that $1 billion dried up, show did the fight dates. He loses the Fox contract. Why didn't he replace it with his own money? How come he ain't putting up the fights on Showtime? I'm asking. So Errol Spence steps into the ring, 2 fights in 3 years. J-Rock steps into the ring, 3 fights in 3 years. Deontay Wilder steps into the ring, 2 fights in 3 years. You can't compete when Big Baby Anderson is fighting every 6 weeks. Big Baby Anderson had a lackluster performance. Bob Arum said, no, we got to get this dude on the right foot. We bringing him back in 5 weeks. This is the truth. Bob Arum cares about his bottom line. He can interview with me as much as he wants. During COVID, I was a coon for interviewing with him. Oh, y'all should have heard them on Trill Boxing Talk. Y'all sent me the clips. Oh, he's a coon for interviewing Bob Arum. But Devin Haney is daring to be great by signing with Bob Arum. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. How am I a coon for interviewing him, giving the information to the people? And if you disagree with Bob Arum, what's the only show you can do? You can literally talk to Bob Arum. If you can literally talk to him. I bring you up and you can literally talk to him. Has anyone ever done that for free? Can you do that for free anywhere on YouTube? I know the Boxing Voice does something similar, but you got to join. And I'm not knocking capitalism. I'm just telling you what I provided. If you disagree with me, you can come in any night you want. You disagree with Bob Arum, he came on 5 times during COVID. Who had Bob Arum on the show more than me? Me. I could have called Bob Arum today. We could have had a 2-hour conversation off the phone and then had an hour conversation on the phone. I don't care anymore. I really don't. I just like presenting the truth. If you disagreed with anybody on this show, guess what you could have did? Beamed in. But we in love with the niggerisms. We in love with the street culture. Before I started, man, yeah, who cares? You don't, so peace. I don't care about my subscriber count anymore because this is about to be basketball. I'm about to pick up a whole new audience. So I'm not really concerned about like, oh, Fred, you're subscribed. Nah, I don't care. I'm moving in a different direction. I appreciate you, Funny. Thank you, dog. But the point I'm trying to make is everything that I had from bringing people together on my dime, who brought people together on their dime, or did you have to pay? Or do you got to pay to join a group? Do you got to pay to join I don't know what these names are, what they got. You got to pay. You didn't have to pay. You ain't got to pay in barbershop conversations. I'll admit one time. I totally forgot. We had a brunch. It was like $35 a person. I stand corrected. But the 3 events outside of that, you didn't have to pay. The brunch that I provided for Wilder Fury 1 cost me $1,000. I had 55. I forgot about that one. I had 55 people there. Cost me $1,000. $1,200. A 5-star brunch. Downtown LA, where Floyd Mayweather lives. Floyd Mayweather lives in that building. I had a 5-star brunch, $1,200, $40 a person, whatever it was. I paid for it. I footed. What's up, Michelle? I footed the bill. I didn't ask. No, we ain't doing that. I didn't ask for you guys to pay to play. I brought from the people. I put the people together. I bring the people together. Guess what I do? No charge. Errol, Spence, Sean Porter cost me over $10,000 to bring 300 people together. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw the 2 food trucks out there. Y'all saw the hot wings from I'm a business partner in that business. From Wingstop. Y'all didn't know I own a Wingstop? Had 2,000 pieces of chicken there. Or I don't know how many pieces it was, but whatever it was. I'm a silent partner in hot wings. Y'all didn't Wingstop, excuse me. Haven't said it in a long time. I took resources from me and brought it to the people. Except one time. My platform, I brought people on. Sugar Hill, I brought people on. It was a 4-hour live. I brought people on. And guess what y'all did? Y'all could have talked to them at your leisure. Did I censor you? No, I just sat back. I sat back and let you do what you do. I brought Jason Whitlock on. I said, when the guest tells you you got to go, you got to go. Everything I had, I brought to the people. So the last thing I brought to the people was the information. See, if I'm not bringing you chicken, y'all ain't going to listen. If I bring you chicken, you'll listen. So I said, I'm going to bring the information to the people. And now everybody's favorite fighter was out 16 months and got destroyed last night. Got beat from pillar to post. Now everybody's crying and whining on YouTube. But nobody cried and whined for J-Rock, Chris Areola, Deontay Wilder, Gary Russell, Leo Santa Cruz is next. Jamel Charlo is next. No one cried and cried and all this. No one cried. But that's the problem with y'all. That's the problem with y'all. Y'all are in love with this fake culture. Who can I be accepted by the most? What team can I be a part of? I tell you, Elijah Muhammad had sex with little girls. Oh man, everybody go crazy. You hating. No, I'm giving you the information. I spent $20,000, more than $20,000 getting the information for the movie. $30,000. I know the truth. I've interviewed them. I've flown red eyes when y'all didn't know. When I close my show sometimes Thursday, I would get on a plane, fly out Thursday night, be in the city Friday morning, be back Saturday morning to spend the weekend with my family. This is real. I didn't tell y'all. I only told y'all one time I was going. When I went to Chicago, I flew all across America during COVID. But I never missed a day. I was open every night, 100 days straight. And then we went 5 days a week. Never missed a day. Everything I planned was from Thursday night to Sunday night. But now let's jump into the fight. I just felt I had to give y'all that 43 minutes of how this became. Now let's talk about the fight, man. I picked Errol Spence. I thought Errol Spence was the bigger, stronger man, and I thought like that water, you know what I mean, the water hitting the rock, he would break. Terrence Crawford proved to me last night that he could potentially beat Floyd Money Mayweather. I didn't say Pretty Boy Floyd. Terrence Crawford would have beat, in my opinion, that performance last night beats any Money Mayweather fighter that I've seen in my life from 2014 or 15 on. He beats him. They signed the contract. I can't make an excuse for Errol Spence, but what I can, I'm not making an excuse because I'm not taking no credit away from Bud Crawford. What I am going to tell you is giving the imminent factors. The imminent factors is Errol was out 16 months. When Terrence Crawford had a tune-up, and I know Errol Spence didn't want a tune-up, but how come he didn't get a tune-up at a catch weight? Beat up on a C-level fighter, beat up on the number 10th ranked WBC guy, WBO guy. It was all fake. It was all propaganda the first half of last year. But Steven Espinoza comes on here with a title. And y'all believe, I got tons of notes, y'all. Oh, yeah, tons of notes. He gets on here with a title, and y'all fall for it. He lies to your face. All these YouTubers, they use Errol Spence. I never used Errol Spence. Errol Spence to me, for real, y'all want to know who Errol Spence is to me? We don't talk, but I consider him like my little brother in my head. What he did for Jaquan, in my head, he's like a little brother. I have no choice but to tell him the truth. I don't care about his emotions. I don't care about if Errol Spence is going to hate me for 2 or 3 years. Like I said, when these fighters turn 45, they're going to respect the hell out of me. They don't see it now. But when they get on the other side of boxing and they promoting their local fights or their national fights or their worldwide fight, they're going to be like, oh, snap, I understand this business. Fred was telling me the truth. No pun intended when I say the truth tonight. So I had to tell Errol Spence the truth, whether it goes against the narrative, whether it goes against his play. But the fact is, given what we know, Errol Spence didn't have a chance in a snowball hell to compete against Terrence Crawford. He's not active enough. He wasn't physically, mentally, and prepared by PBC to compete against a guy like a Terrence Crawford. When actuality, Top Rank prepares their fighters. He wasn't ready. But this narrative, this fake narrative that we were told to believe, nobody on PBC has won outside of the PBC bubble with a year layoff. Nobody. And guess what that does? It holds no nationality. It holds no nationality. It's not just black fighters. It's Leo Santa Cruz. It's Abner Mares. And the list goes on and on and on. It's Chris Areola. It's Adam Kaunaki. It's Chris Martin. What's the name? Curtis Martin? Charles Martin. It's Charles Martin. It's not just black fighters. But we sit and pretend to be this pro-black culture. We're pro-AdSense. Because no one wanted to hold Al Haymon accountable. No one wanted to say, Errol Spence, Al Haymon is using you right now. I was the only one that had the guts to say it. Terrence Crawford came out. He said in the interview, oh, when they first promoted the fight, it was propaganda. He came on and did a live and said everything. Don't you know I've never spoken to Terrence Crawford beyond 3 words? He said the same thing I said, and we've never spoke. He told y'all about the negotiations. But we still went on with this narrative. He's ducking Errol Spence. I told you guys he's not ducking. Al Haymon doesn't want the fighters, doesn't want the fight. But we got guys like Ego, Champside, Everything Boxing, Money Brown. They're using you for money. They're not you. They don't want to tell the truth, because if they told the truth, why don't you guys do your journalists, right? Or your fans with a channel. Fans with a channel. They sit here and spew these narratives. Fred is anti-black. How is Fred anti-black when I just told Errol Spence the truth? When I told, I'm going to tell you how real this gets. Bomac, in his own little way, told me thank you about 6 months ago. I don't care now. It's over. Who gives a fuck now? About 6, 7 months ago, I'll tell you the exact date. I probably still have the text. I don't know. I got a new phone, so I don't know. I got an iPhone 10 now. I don't. If you guys remember, Fred is so frugal that he never. Let's see if I still have the text. I'll tell you what date it was to be exact. Who cares what date to be exact? I'm not lying on this live stream. In his own little way, he told me thank you. We'll never be friends. But I'm not the manager that makes $17 an hour and looks down on the employee, or not. What would be a what would be a non-managerial spot? Like a employee, a regular employee, without not being disrespectful. I don't look down on the person who makes $13 an hour and I'm the manager making $17 an hour. Or I'm in a union and you're not in a union. I could have withheld the information and kept up with this narrative. But no, I brought the information to the people. I literally took it to Bomac. I literally took it to Team Spence. I'm crazy though. Oh no, Fred, ain't. But Bomac was basically telling me, thank you, dog. I appreciate it, man. He couldn't believe I knew the information I knew. I'm literally telling the people. And then a few months later, Terrence Crawford, he gets on a live and says everything I've been saying. And I've never spoken to the man. I will never speak to Terrence Crawford, probably ever in my life. I may not ever see him because I'm not going to a fight until I believe my son can sit in the seat by himself while I go to the bathroom. Or he can go get some potato chips at the snack shop or whatever they call it. You get what I'm saying? So maybe in about 8 or 9 more years. So I'm never going as a journalist again. I'm only going as a fan. So in 8 years, I'll go back. But until then, I'll be at all these high school basketball games, rebranding and rebuilding barbershop conversations. The season hasn't started yet. I'm going to be everywhere. The B in PBC stands for Bud, and the C in PBC stands for Canelo. Payne, Bud, and Canelo. That's what PBC stands for. Because now, guess what? Here's what y'all don't know. In order for Al Haymon to stay in business, he got to protect Canelo. But it flip-flops. See, it flip-flop now. In order for PBC to stay in business, he got to get Terrence Crawford versus somebody else on PBC to sell a pay-per-view now. Errol can't sell pay-per-views at the rate he was selling. Y'all don't know that part. Y'all haven't accepted that part. The people we were supposed to hate. Y'all remember Canelo, the guy we were supposed to hate? You remember Bud Crawford, the young man we were supposed to hate? Now, in order for Al Haymon to keep making money and be profitable, Al Haymon got to keep these guys undefeated. Tables turn. This is the real table turn. This is the real table turn. No, Jermell Charlo can't beat Canelo. He got a 3-fight deal. If Canelo loses with his guarantee, if Canelo loses with his guarantee, they can't fulfill it. So he's going to have a competitive advantage every time he comes out. This is boxing. Jermell Charlo can beat him. Jamal Charlo can beat him. It can really happen. This is a fact. But when you walk into the ring, you're going to have at least a 3-to-1 stacked up against you. Now, I repeat, I'm going to say it again. Nothing I'm saying tonight takes away from what Terrence Crawford did last night. No fighter in the world beats Bud Crawford last night. I'm not giving no excuses. I'm telling you guys the game. Errol Spence losing, you know what that costs? That cost Al Haymon 2 million pay-per-view buys and 100,000 people at Cowboy Stadium. Now no one wants to see the fight. You can't even sell the fight now. You can't even rebuild Errol Spence to get the 164, 165, and it be believable. Because by the time it becomes believable, Canelo gonna be long gone. He's already long in the tooth. 70 fights, 60 fights. So now Al Haymon is like, damn, we got to protect Canelo. But Canelo was a drug cheat. No, excuse me. Canelo is a drug cheat. He's a convicted drug cheat. We were told Canelo can't sell. But then you get Leonard Ellaby and Boxing Ego celebrating, saying, oh, I thought PBC was going out of business. No, Al Haymon realized these Negroes that y'all are supporting, and I'm using these terms not out of disrespect for them, but out of disrespect for all the people, YouTubers that I just named. These Negroes can't sell. I gotta get in the Canelo business. So I'm gonna sacrifice one of my Negroes who I tried to promote, and his ignorant ass name is Jermell Charlo. He's sitting on YouTube celebrating his wife beating up his brother's wife. Like I said, this street culture stuff that we celebrate is ignorance. It's sheer ignorance. And Fred is standing on the island by himself. I don't care. Making YouTube videos about me only helps me. I'm not emotionally attached to this boxing audience as I once was. I don't care about the boxing audience. Everybody famous in boxing called me, DM'd me, text me within the last 36 hours. Yeah. All across promotional companies. All across promotion. I appreciate you, Rocky. All across. It's not just PBC. Matter of fact, I get more thank yous from PBC guys than anybody. So many PBC fighters saying, man, I can't wait to do an interview with you. I got to respect their hustle. They still under contract, but they saying everything you saying is right, dog. Everything you saying is right. They need that fight once a year. I respect that. I didn't work for myself my whole life. I understand. It took me getting laid off to see the big picture. I told you guys, all I wanted to be was a high school varsity basketball coach and a school teacher. That's all I wanted. That was the apex of my existence at 22, 23. That was my life goal. Then I got laid off. I had a girlfriend in med school. I had a car payment. I had loan payments. I had to pay rent at the time. I had to make it happen. I don't know what I made it happen. So I don't disrespect people who are under contract, but I will say 30% of your life must come from an independent source, so you can support your family just in case anything happens. You lose your job, you get cancer, mom dies in another state, another country, you lose your part-time job. I don't know what your circumstances are. I stand on 30% of every human on earth, well, in America, in a capitalist society, needs to have 30% independent income. So now we're sitting here. Now, guess what all these pro AdSense got to do? They gotta promote Canelo for the next 6 weeks. They literally got to promote Canelo for the next 6 weeks to make money. They literally got to promote the beef between Jamel and Jamal Charlo to make money. They literally got to promote the beef between Shakur and Devin Haney for the next 6 months. Devin Haney and Shakur is about to be what? Errol, Spence, and Terrence Crawford all over. I'm not falling for it. It's going to happen again. All these ignorant son of a guns, they're gonna create it all again because they got to create AdSense. They need 300 people in their chat every day, and they need y'all donating at least $100. If you can't lead a family, you can't lead outside your house. I say it all the time. Now let's get to the fight, man. Everything comes to light now. I'm going to show you guys something. And man, too funny. Let me show you guys something. We're going to start here. That's all we're going to do. We're going to start here. I got to figure out. See, I'm not acclimated to, I got to get readjusted to using this stuff now. You know what I mean? So it's going to take a little bit longer. Let's see. All right, let's go here. Let's see. We're going to start here. And everything that I say is not an excuse. I'm just cathartically going through what I say, okay? That's all I'm doing. All right, no excuses tonight. Errol signed the contract the same way I hold Shakur Stevenson accountable for missing weight. Is the same thing, and I expect you to hold me accountable the same way. All right, here we go. I saw this picture about 6 weeks ago, and I said, what the fuck is going on? Y'all probably don't see it, but for those of you who don't know my background, I was a trainer before you guys knew me. All right, I was a speed, agility, and quickness trainer. And I combined that with basketball, and I had all these celebrities. I had all these basketball players, high school, college, NBA, WNBA, Olympic athletes, you name who. Just to tell you an idea, because I don't like using people's name to build my brand for the most part. But But whoever came out of LA between 2005 and 2013, there's a 60% chance I trained them, from NBA MVPs to y'all figure the rest out. But here, if you see this picture, you know what stuck out to me? We just gonna start here. His trainer's on the phone. Errol Spence is lifting a lot of weight. And you got suckers in the comments. See, look at Boxing Ego. Big boy work. Big boy work. What grown man says big boy? Big boy work. Big boy work. They don't know. His trainer's on the phone. The preparation wasn't there. Errol Spence should have been building strength from a speed perspective. What was his weakness last night? Coming straight through the front door. He never foot feinted, never upper body feinted, never did none of that shit. But you say, why am I bringing this up? Because there's no unison between what this trainer is doing and what Derrick James is implementing. He's going to be too slow. If I'm training a boxer, yep, June 6th, 9th, I said all this. If I'm training a boxer, when was this picture? Let's see what day it was. It's 3 weeks ago. But when I'm training a boxer, you got to train him in his motions. You can do gross muscle stuff. Gross muscles is the big muscles, but you got to do a lot of speed building from the fine motor skills. But there was no connection between what Derrick James was doing and what he needed to do. So guess what? Errol Spence couldn't make an adjustment because his trainer's on the phone. Derrick James can't make an adjustment, and Errol Spence is training like he's Von Miller. Von Miller's from Texas. Errol Spence wasn't physically capable of going to a plan B. He couldn't foot feint. His base was too wide. He couldn't fake a jab because he can't bring the hand back quick enough. He couldn't double up on any punches last night because Terrence Crawford was going to counter with a jab, with a left hand, with an uppercut, with a hook, with all of these. Errol Spence couldn't get to his boxing. Whenever you're in trouble, you go back to the fundamentals. Your fundamentals is be a boxer, right? Fight on your toes, right? Right? Everyone's seen the Muhammad Ali movies. The Muhammad Ali fights. Fight on your toes. But I'm saying, I'm not just blaming the trainer, but what I am saying this is there was no unison because Errol couldn't physically go to a plan B. Derrick James said, you need to feel him. So that means you got to get closer. You got to step forward. But what was his weakness like? Reflexes, and couldn't get out of the way out of the jab. How the fuck? Excuse me, I'm trying to fix the cursing because, now I'm coaching kids. I'm volunteering a lot of time. So they may be watching because they watch. They know I have a YouTube channel now. So I'm cognizant of it now. I volunteer at least 2 to 3 hours a day in my community through the game of basketball. But the point I'm making is he couldn't physically make an adjustment. Derrick James couldn't intellectually make an adjustment. Everything was out of order. And when you elevate the conversation, and this is a conversation that I would gladly have a conversation with any man, including Errol Spence. When I also looked at this picture, I see, we all ain't seen Errol Spence in a year, right? And so Errol Spence hasn't been in training camp, right? So we ain't seen Errol Spence working out or anything like this, and he's had clothes on per se, right? So when I see him working out now, and the first time I see him working out with no clothes on, I realize he's tatted from head to toe. When you have you guys got to follow me. Follow me. I'm going somewhere. I'm not attacking Errol Spence. I'm attacking behaviors. Okay, follow me. When you know you're going to be out of the ring for 16 months or a year, guess what you do for 3 weeks? You go get tattoos. And what can't you do for the next 3 weeks? You can't train. And what does that go back to? The Al Haymon plan. Who are you fighting next? A guy who lives, sleeps, and eats, and who is not on an Al Haymon plan. His name is what? Terrence Bud Crawford. There is no structure in Texas. Those Texas boys can do what they want to do. Jamal Charlo's wife Miss Piggy. He said she looks like Miss Piggy. He called her a B word, and he wanted it to go viral. I'm not attacking Errol Spence. I'm attacking the behavior, what leads to nights like this. We didn't hold, if we would have held Al Haymon accountable, the whole narrative would have changed. I'm going to repeat. Nobody beats Terrence Crawford last night. I'm not making an excuse. I'm painting this picture to make us better men and women. That's all I'm doing. It's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. It's not a pro PBC thing. It's not anything else. Now you really got to ask yourself, Errol Spence at 33, can he get back to that level? You got to ask yourself this. Can he get back to this level? No one knows. I'm not going to put a ceiling on Errol Spence. I would say the percentages are against him. So that's what I'm saying. And then let's take it a step further. Tell me in the history of athletics. Tell me in the history of athletics. Because you got to have the mental space to be able to have that mental dexterity, the intellectual dexterity. You got to have that intellectual dexterity. Let me tell you something. What professional athlete? Errol wasn't high last night, man. Errol had eye surgery. He always looked blank face. That's just who he is. He wasn't high last night. We ain't seen him in 16 months, and he had surgery. He got the dentures in his mouth. You know what I mean? He doesn't look, his physical appearance is slightly altered since the accident. And that's just who he is, man. He's physically changed. He had to really, really compete. He had to really, really, really compete to get the 47. It took a lot out of him to get the it took a lot for him to get the 47. He signed the contract. I can't give Errol Spence the excuse he was drained. I can't. He signed the contract for millions of dollars. Just like Shakur Stevenson signed the fight at 135. And he missed weight, or 130, right? He missed weight, whatever weight that was, 130. I gotta hold it accountable. But listen to me and listen to me clearly. When you have time to play, listen to me. You guys got to follow me. Guess what happens? You spend time with other people who have time to play, right? Who's Jamal Charlo and Jamel Charlo's best friends? That y'all know. Oh, we gonna get an education tonight. Oh, we gonna get an education tonight. Chris Brown, right? Chris Brown and Tobe and Gigway, right? Now, thank God, Tobe and Stack 5, right? Stack 5, Toby and Gingway and Chris Brown, right? They swear by Chris Brown, right? Oh, if it's Chris Brown, Toby and Gingway, and Stack 5. Those guys are like their guys, right? Right? Follow me. It's gonna make a whole lot of sense. Y'all about to have an aha moment when I get to this point in the next minute and a half. What do people do when they got a lot of time? Now, Toby and Gigway is a family man. We all know that. So he's the exception to this rule. But Steven Jackson isn't. Chris Brown isn't. What do they do when you got free time? The free time becomes a devil's playground, right? So what's Chris Brown doing in his free time? Hanging out, partying, right? What's Steven Jackson doing? Wearing his gold chain, smoking blunts, and hanging out, going to every social event. So Steven Jackson wants to be seen, right? He wants to be everywhere. He wants to be the real N-word in the streets. Like, he wants that street credibility. More power to him. That's what he wants. They smoke, they eat out, they eat late. Jamal Charlo, admittedly does psychedelics, right? Now, what does that lead to in the terms of fighting? It destroys your body. 1. 2, you know you're going to be out a year. So what do you do for 8 months? You pick up the discipline. See, follow me. You pick up the disciplines of the undisciplined. Right? Who's Errol Spence's best friend? That's famous. Who's Errol Spence's best friend? That's famous. It ain't hard. It's Yellow Beezy. What do rappers do in their free time? What do people of the street do in their free time? Do you understand how everything coincides together? The man that you call your advisor, it has to start somewhere, right? He's the man that gets the credit for the wins. He's the man that gets credit for everything else. So it has to start from up top, right? I'm going to give you 1 year off. You're going to fight in May. It's September. Who's your best friend? Chris Brown. What are you going to do? Psychedelics. What are you going to worship? Street culture. Where are you going? Turkey Hut. How much weight you gaining? 40 pounds. There's nothing in place. There is no structure for you to be successful. That's why we have structure at home. That's why our kids got to do the dishes at night. They got to do their homework when they first come in. They got to take off their school clothes, put on their play clothes, take off their school shoes, put on their play shoes. You get what I'm saying? They got to clean up their room, make up their bed, brush their teeth. That's called structure. Follow me, though. Follow me. You got to have structure. Who's Terrence Crawford's best friend? Who's Terrence Crawford's best friend? Shakur Stevenson. People he's mentoring. Keyshawn Davis. Do you guys see the difference? But you know what? You know what we did? We called in 1995 when I was watching the Fab Five. You know what we did? Eminem. You know what we did? We called Grant Hill. We said Grant Hill wasn't black because he had 2 parents. And Jalen Rose was, because he was basically for the culture. You see what lack of discipline gets you? There was no discipline from Al Haymon. There was no discipline from the fighters. There is no structure. And when everything has to be in place for that one night and one night only, it's not there. Everything has structure. You go to a wedding, you invite 100 people, there's 100 seats, there's 100 plates for dinner. You rent a hall that can seat 100 people. If you're having a party and you invite 20 people, you get food for 30 people, right? That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. If you don't have structure in your life, our PBC has no structure. They literally changed their business model 3 times right before our eyes in the last 4 years. Fred, what are you talking about? They went from free boxing for all. Y'all remember that, right? Just Google PBC, free boxing for all, right? We're going to help these black fighters. We're going to do everything we can to help these black fighters to now, if you want to see your favorite black fighter, it's going to be on what? Pay-per-view. But we're not done with what we're changing now. You know what we're going to do? We Xing out all these black fighters who we told you that we love, and now we in the Canelo business. And guess what your favorite pro AdSense channel did? They said Al Haymon is a genius. He signed Canelo. He's making boss moves. But the day before Canelo signed, you know who Canelo was? A drug cheat, couldn't sell. It's a lie. Errol Spence had a bigger gate. Errol Spence is better than him. La-di-la-di-da, we like the party. We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody. That's basically what they were saying. Fred is the fake Malcolm X. I'm a coon for interviewing Bob Arum. Y'all know. Y'all heard CC and Black Fight Fan and what's the other guy? 78. Yeah, I'm a coon. Devin Haney signs with him. He's daring to be great. He's daring to be great. How is Devin Haney daring to be great? When I let you come in and ask the questions, I let you guys come in. And ask the questions. I did it for the people. As you guys know, so if I really, really cared, right? If I wasn't really ultimately doing it for more y'all than me, why I don't do one-on-one interviews now? I don't care. I personally don't care. Do I think about doing it? Yeah, but I'm not inspired. I'm going to the gym with Lincoln at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. I sent for my nephew this summer. My nephew is coming. My nephew is here. He's been with me the second half of the summer. I chose to be a role model in my nephew's life. I didn't do for the culture. I could spend $1,000 a day every month. I could change a woman's life every day of every month if I so chooses. I can sell dope. I can buy a bird, a chicken, or what they call it. I don't know what they call it. No. I put things in place. To keep me on track. Everybody wakes up with an angel and a devil. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you're a man. You got to make choices. And you got to put things in place that promote that positive choice. So let's get back to Jamel Charlo. Because Texas is wild these days. Let's get back to Errol Spence. Does that training session look like something Derek James could implement? Because obviously, Errol Spence is highlighting that, right? He's highlighting the fact that, hey, I'm getting it in. I'm training. I'm in good shape. I respect it. But it all don't go together. Everything is not in unison. Did you see a picture with Jamel Charlo and Derek James this weekend? You probably did. I wasn't looking for it. I saw them arguing in the back with his brother, Jamal Charlo, and Jamel trying to calm him down. We've been hoodwinked and bamboozled that being undisciplined is for the culture. Your favorite YouTube channel has convinced you being undisciplined is for the culture. I can gain 100 pounds during COVID and still be the same man I am on YouTube. I can never show you a picture of my family. I could never talk about being a family man. I'd never talk about what I do with my kids. You don't even, they say they got kids, but you never see them exploring with their kids. You never see them doing anything with their kids, talking about their kids. You don't see that from your favorite YouTuber. You know what they talk about? Terrence Crawford's afraid. Now Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney's about to be afraid. We have been trained, perpetually trained to be undisciplined. Oh, if you act like a Negro, you're going to sell the most pay-per-views. What I did respect about Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford is, guess what? You could be a grown man. You could be a father. You could be a community guy. And guess what? You can be respected. I respect the fact about Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. That's what I love. But when you still have undisciplinedness lingering, and undisciplined showed up on Errol Spence's biggest day. Fred, what are you talking about? Jamal and Jamel Charlo showed they butt off on Errol Spence Coronation Day. What movie is that? Coronation Day. They getting in the fights, they yelling, screaming, wives fighting. Why go to the fight if you're going to distract your main man, your best friend, your stablemate, big fish, put him in the dirt? Why are you disrespecting him by showing your butt? You know why? Being undisciplined. No one corrected him for being undisciplined. Now, Errol Spence, if he even thought about Jamal Charlo and Jamel Charlo fighting and being disrespectful and doing what they doing, it takes away from him thinking about Terrence Crawford, whether it's 1%, 3%, 5%, 10%, whatever it is. And if Errol Spence is thinking about it, guess who else is thinking about it? Derek James. And if Derek James is distracted about Jamel Charlo trying to break up a fight between him and his brother, it's on my channel. You know what else he's being distracted by? Well, I got to leave. There's no structure. I got to leave and fly to London. I got to leave and fly to London and go train AJ. There's no structure. Errol Spence probably gave that man probably $1 million. I don't care about the money, but what I'm saying is, you're my trainer. I just took my first loss. You're leaving. You're leaving me to fend on my own. I know I'm a grown man, but I confided in you. You know every secret in my life. You know where I went wrong. You know where I went right. And when I need you on the most important day of my life, you're not there. It's like you not showing up when your son graduates from high school, college, or get their master's, or build or cutting the ribbon at their job, or their business fail. You're not there. Or their 401k falls apart like in 2008, and they can come live with you for the next 6 months so they get back on their feet. Derek James wasn't there for that man. You can call it what you want. You can say he has business. You can call it what you want. I don't care. Your son or daughter doesn't care that you have to work. They want you to be at the basketball game or the football game or the piano recital. They don't care if they play 1 minute, 5 minutes, the best player in the game. They want to look up and see daddy there. They want to look up and see daddy there. Do you understand that? I don't want to use the term daddy because I've shaken the dad hand once or maybe twice. He hasn't missed a punch. Earl Spence's dad doesn't talk. I have nothing but respect. I have nothing bad to say about Earl Spence's dad. Earl Spence's dad looks like has seen every punch and has never said a word. Has he done an interview? I don't know. So there's structure there. Earl Spence deviated from the structure. Because if mom and dad is there, there's structure. Earl Spence's parents are married. So there's structure. When you deviate from structure and discipline, it's called for the culture in 2023. Everybody should have had an aha moment these last couple minutes. Yeah. You can't deviate, and you got to put things in place. When you're a family man like me, it's called family. When you're a single man, it's called working out. It's called building your brokerage account. It's called working overtime. It's called dating the woman that you're supposedly going to marry. You got to put things in place that promotes discipline and structure. If you don't have these in place on your biggest night, when you need them, they will not be there. There will be gaping holes. I'm not calling Bud Crawford Moses or Jesus or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is on what's the young man's name? On its biggest night, Bud's biggest night, they showed up. On Earl Spence's biggest night, it didn't show up. So when you look at the whole picture, when you see things from one of my favorite terms, 50,000 feet, you get it. You understand what I'm saying? Earl Spence is like a little brother to me in my head. I will only tell him the truth. That's it. No pun intended. I appreciate you, Simply. You know what I mean? Simply. James, in an interview himself, he doesn't even see Spence until they get to the stadium day of the fight. Support black male media. Yeah, support media, dog. For sure, for sure. Support media. It's very, very important. He don't even watch film. He don't even watch film. You got to have, if your child doesn't have discipline or structure, guess what they do? They get suspended from school. And now you're being reactive. You had 5 years to build discipline in them before they went to kindergarten. Right? But guess what? You didn't instill it. So now first they start off by stealing milk and cookies, right? They start stealing milk and cookies. And then they get to first grade, they stab people with pencils, right? Remember that? They throwing spitballs when the teacher turned his back. Remember that? And then in 3rd or 4th grade, they stealing paper out of someone's notebook, because they don't have paper. And then 6th grade, they stealing potato chips out of the local store. And then in 7th grade, they smacking girls on the butt. Remember you used to smack girls on the butt? But the culture tells you, where Derrick James is funny. They need 3 of them, and all he got is 1. Where I come from, 3 is better than 1. When you got 3 people, the Bible say when 2 or 3 are gathered, he promised he'll be in the midst. So Derrick James needs at least 1 more person for Jesus to be there. Jesus ain't there, Derrick James. You're by yourself. You solo dolo. And this is a disclaimer. I have the utmost respect for Derrick James as a man. This ain't about Derrick James being a man. I'm talking about the game plan and him being a trainer going into yesterday night. I'm disagreeing with planning for the Earl. I'm not disagreeing with him as a father, a husband, nothing like that. He looks like he's amazing. He has an elevator in his house. His son works in boxing. I have no qualms with that. I'm just because I know how people want to change the narrative. He hating on. I'm not hating on you. I'm telling you what I saw. The fight should have been stopped in the 7th round. How the hell you thinking about stopping the fight and you telling him he got to feel you? No. No. You can't do both. You can't think about stopping the fight and tell him he got to feel you. No, you got to tell Errol Spence he got to faint. He got to slip. He got to slip and get inside. He needs to be more like Bernard Hopkins. But guess what? Your favorite YouTuber says, no, you know what's cool? You know what's cool? Doing stuff for the culture, being undisciplined. I've never not told you guys, as long as I've had this channel, I'm a family man. I never hid Dre from y'all. I never hid. No. And you're talking to a man who has absolute freedom in his life. I have absolute freedom in my life. I can do what I want. Why did I? That's a great question. And I said it in my, I said it yesterday. No, I interviewed on Craig Facts. Did you guys see that interview on Craig Facts? I said, when you look at the data and you look at me as a man, I'm more like, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked because I have it in my notes. I was going to talk about that. When you go against, well, I said it in my Craig Facts interview. I talked about it Thursday in my Craig Facts interview. And I said, Terrence Crawford in real life is more like me. Family man. I didn't say perfect because when you see when you talk into the culture and you say family man, oh, you Mr. Goody Two Shoes. No, I ain't Mr. Goody Two Shoes. I ain't perfect. There were times in my life where I was weak. There were times in my life where chasing the finest woman in the world was like the goal in life. I never did drugs. I never got tattoos, no piercings. I'm not saying I'm perfect by no means. I'm telling you now at 45, I have things in place that keeps me out of there. If I don't have these things in place, I'm going to slip up. So yeah, I go against the data. I'm going to tell you why. I thought Errol Spence was the stronger fighter. I thought Errol Spence, I thought it would be tough for 8 rounds. I thought it would be tough. I thought the championship rounds, Errol Spence was going to be greater, excuse me. I was wrong. Your favorite YouTuber is not saying that they're wrong. They're going to make excuses for Errol. No, there's no excuses to be made. There was no structure. There was no discipline. And when you're undisciplined, it shows up on your biggest day. It shows up. Especially when you're going up against a guy who's disciplined. Now, I don't know what you call it, but I hedged my bet. So I didn't lose as much as I bet it. I hedged it with a knockout under 12, you know, that the fight would end in a knockout because I thought they would beat up each other. I had Errol in 11, but I did the same thing with Wilder. You know what I mean? I hedged my bet with saying the fight is going to be a knockout. You know what I mean? I'm just conservative like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just conservative like that. What's up, Rodriguez Jackson? Appreciate you. So that's where I'm at, man. So you're right. With all the information out there, I thought Errol Spence was the better fighter. I really did. And it has no. I did. The information was there. I was wrong. I went against I went against what I would do in real life. And I think a lot of it has to do with familiarity. But I will tell you this. I thought the fight was a 51-49 fight. I didn't think it was a blowout. Errol gonna beat him up, shut him down, destroy him. I never thought that. Nah. If you watch my videos in the promotion, I didn't do a lot of them. But when you watch my video, I said this fight is close. And then go watch my Craig Facts interview. That was a really good interview. It's in my community section. You ain't got to go far. Just go to my community section. It's there. And but yeah, man. So I got some other notes too. I went off memory. But yeah, man. Your favorite YouTuber is pro AdSense. Because if they were pro black, if they loved Errol Spence, guess what? They would have been there. How many YouTube channels were there? Was Ego there? It was the biggest night in Errol Spence's career. Y'all got to tell me, were they there? Birdman, where my $50, man? Where my $50? Yeah, they told us to hate Grant Hill. Just like they told us to hate Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford and Grant Hill are the same person. Family man. He been married to that woman, although she's a singer, been married to that woman, Shanice. I don't know. Is his wife named Shanice? Cheyenne? One of them names. But yeah, he's been with one woman. The Fab Five told us to hate Grant Hill, and the cyber black community told you do it for the culture. Hate Terrence Crawford. You can't make this up. And guess what? For the culture, you know what they doing? They picking the side between Jamel and Jamal. Tamia, thank you, Kev. Tamia, thank you. Cheyenne. What was I, Shanice? What was I thinking about? He been with her his whole life. But tell me a professional athlete that has a rapper as a best friend. It don't happen. Jamal Charlo, him and Chris Brown are best friends, right? Look at them. Psychedelics. You want to do some psychedelics? You're a fighter talking about psychedelics. You got 5 kids talking about psychedelics. Oh, man. Too funny, man. Too funny. But being Grant Hill, being Shane Battier, being Frederick Hawthorne, you're a coon. Oh, Shanice is Flex Alexander's wife. Thank you, dog. I was hating on Bud, but I wasn't hating on him from the standpoint of he's a coon. I was hating on him because I thought Top Rank was racist. Go back and watch my videos. I was wrong. It was Bob Arum versus Al Haymon. And you know what you got, and you know what you do when you got a group of black people? You go to emotional racist politics. That's what you do. And like I said, 2018, 2019, you guys correct me. I know it was before COVID. I woke up and I was like, this is wrong. This is wrong. I stood in the gap. This is wrong. I told both sides, why are you fighting? I stood in the middle of the Bloods and Crips and said, why are you fighting? It's about money. It's about Al Haymon having more power than Bob Arum. It's about Al Haymon having more power than Eddie Hearn. It's about Eddie Hearn having more power than Bob Arum. It's about Eddie Hearn having more power than Al Haymon. And they use the media. You know how they use the media? Hey, we're doing an event. You want to come? You want your platform to come? You know what I mean? Nah, this is a one night only show. I'm not coming back. I'm not here during the week. I'm volunteering. I don't get home till 8:30 every night. I'm literally in the community. I'm literally in the hood, except I'm not selling dope. I'm not bragging about being in jail. I'm not bragging about being the biggest N-word on the block. I'm not bragging about keeping it trill, keeping it real. I'm not that. I'm a coon. I am a fake Malcolm X. That is who I am. I'm also a family man that has made a lot of mistakes. I'm not claiming to be perfect. I'm not promoting the mistakes I've made. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I've never used my platform to promote the mistakes that I've made. I've talked about them. I've been to jail for 2 days. And you know what's up? Hey, you know what's funny? I don't know when I did that video, but it's years ago. Because I said at some point, yeah, I've been to jail for 2 days. Someone said, you ain't hard. Just because you went to jail for 2 days, that don't make you hood. I'm like, I don't want to be hood. That's why I'm telling you, I don't want to go to jail. Fred is afraid of jail. I don't want to go to jail. Why would I go to jail, man? I can't go live in the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. But yeah, man, that's where I'm at, man. It's all a show. It's all a race for commerce. Al, Eddie, and Bob are in competition with each other, and YouTubers are in competition for AdSense. It's about power. The Boxing Voice showed you this weekend, it's about capitalism. It's about capitalism. The Boxing Voice stunted this weekend. They did a beautiful job. They did a beautiful job. A beautiful job. I have nothing but admiration for what the Boxing Voice did. It was clean. It was beautiful. They had boxers there. They had fans there. They charged a price point that worked. They sold out. They did everything right. I respect it. I respect capitalism. I own businesses. I own property. I have a brokerage account. I live in a mansion. Capitalism. I believe in capitalism because this is America. People are going to tell you that capitalism is bad, but they wake up and go to work and have a car payment and pay rent or mortgage and will not leave America. They will not leave America, but they will cry about capitalism. Go trade goods in a third world country because you can take 2 checks. You cannot pay rent for 3 months, get evicted. You'll have whatever you make for the next 3 months, move your family to a third world country and buy you a lot of land. Buy you some land and live happily ever after and live off the land. But no one do it. No one does it. They complain on YouTube. Like I did an interview. I said, Riza Islam is complaining about white people on Instagram. Not on his own platform. He's complaining about them on Instagram. You know what people do? See, your favorite YouTuber is complaining about what YouTube is doing to them. Why? Because they're pro AdSense. I've never complained about AdSense never once complained about it. Now you guys gonna say, oh, but you make money elsewhere. I still believe in capitalism. I know I don't own the platform. I am a partner that has no power. I'm just a content creator. That's it. And I've accepted it. People cry and complain. Oh, they took my AdSense. Oh, they shadow banning me. It's about AdSense. On YouTube, it's about AdSense. Up top, because we're the bottom dwellers. If this was a game of chess, we would be pawns. If this was a game of Monopoly, we will be Mediterranean and Baltic. We would be those. But I'm gonna tell you one YouTuber who's not Baltic. They're more like Kentucky or Indiana, right? I don't know where they're at. It just sounds like I'm going in the right direction. No, they're the utility company. It's the Boxing Voice. The Boxing Voice has absolute power. That's why Ness can go off on his platform, because he has absolute power. That's why I can go off on my platform. I have absolute power. You can't break me. Not because I believe I have a lot of money, but because I believe I have absolute power. That's it. Ness believes that he can go up against the machine because he has absolute power. He was complaining about the pay-per-views. He said, F Steven Espinoza. Took $84 from him. I apologize, man. I took Dre's cup. Hey, by the way, they got these things. Everybody's going to be happy now. Everybody's going to be happy now. At Costco, you get them 2 in a pack, 2 or 3 in a pack. Now they make these big water cups so it can fit in the cup holder now. How cool is that? So now you can get 32 ounces. You don't have to get the little cup of water, so it fits. And you can just get the water. You can just get the water from your house and fill it up. Because remember, you had to go to Trader Joe's, right? And buy the bottled water. You ain't got to buy the bottled water no more. Go to Costco, because you know Fred is frugal. Fred gonna find ways to save money. You can buy one of these 32 ounces and fill it up every day with your filtered, because everybody here got a Brita water, got a Brita or something similar. You can fill this thing up every day. And you ain't got to go to 7-Eleven and stop and get some water. And you can put ice in it. How cool is that? Water tastes different with ice in it than it rather being cold, you know. But yeah, man. Yeah, you got it in my bubble cup. See, yeah, Birdman, yeah. Yeah, I took my money, but they're on point. I'm telling you, it's a hell of an invention. It fits right in the cup holder, y'all. Yep. So yeah, man, that's where I'm at, man. It's about AdSense, because if it was about being black, the biggest fight in 24 years, nobody black did an event there. I don't care what group or what affiliation you're with. Nobody black did an event for the biggest fight in black history. This is the biggest black history fight in the history of black history. Errol, Spence, Terrence Crawford. Everybody, it was millions of dollars of AdSense over the last 2 years. And Blue Blood, did Blue Blood go? Matter of fact, I don't know who went. I know Blue Blood went. I just want to see, because I don't know. I want to see if Boxing Ego went, because he is pro. Let me say he is pro Errol Spence and PBC and the truth. I want to see if Boxing Ego went. OXINGEGO. Let's see if he went to the fight, because yeah. I'm just curious. Nope, he didn't go. No interviews, dog. How come they didn't go to the fight? Oh, he had a stream party. So it's about AdSense, huh? He didn't go to fights, huh? Blue Blood went. Blue Blood is public enemy #1. Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV. He went to the fight. He's public enemy #1 at PBC. And y'all know Fred will pull up. If I was in the boxing, Fred will pull up. I pulled up on Eddie Hearn. I pulled up on Andre Ward. Fred pulls up. I don't really have a fear of one human. You know? Who else? Did Money Brown go? Did Money Brown TV go? Because they love Errol Spence, right? It's the blackest fight in the history of being black, this is the blackest fight in the history of being the blackest. Let me see. Of being the blackest boxing fan. Let's see if Money Brown went to the fight. I don't know if these guys went. I'm just curious. Errol Spence. Let's see. 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 9 minutes, 9 minutes, 8 minutes. He didn't go live, so I see 8 minutes, 9 minutes. Let's see. Oh, maybe I didn't check the live button. Oh, wait, let's see. 4 hours. Oh, he had a live. He went live with Bomac. So it's about money. Oh, so now you interviewing Bomac, huh? Oh, how cool is that? Oh, that's cute. Final press conference. Make way. Oh, you went live yesterday. Oh, you didn't go to the fight. You made all that money on AdSense. You didn't go to the fight. He went live 4 hours. I said, Crawford, I told you got to watch the beginning of the interview. You got to watch the beginning of my live. I told you he would. I picked Errol Spence. Right, I did. I don't want to go backwards. Who else? Who else? Did they go? Did they go to the fight? Everything Boxing. Let me see if he went. Or he went live. Let's check his live button. Because this is the blackest fight of the blackest fight. Because Fred is a coon. Fred is a coon, yo. Let's see. Let's see it. 1 day away, 2 hours. He streamed 8 hours. He's in his house. 8 hours. Spence and Crawford 1 day away. No, so he didn't go to the fight because I don't see no interviews. He did the Caleb Plant stuff. He did Jamel Charlo. See, yeah, it's about AdSense. It's about AdSense. He didn't do a video. See, he didn't do a video on Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford being brothers, but he did a video on the white boy slapping the black boy. He did a video on 2 black women fighting in public, but he didn't do a video on Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford being men about the promotion. Oh, Blue Blood and BFTB. Okay, Blue Blood went. I saw Drew Titan because I follow him on Instagram. I didn't know BFTB went. Okay, good. I'm glad. Blue Blood called the fight from the hotel room. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I said Crawford was overrated. I did, dog. Gravedigger. I'm glad y'all went. But what I'm saying is this was the blackest fight of being the blackest person on YouTube. And nobody showed up. This was the pro-black. This was supposed to be the pro-black reunion. This was supposed to be the pro-black family reunion. Yeah, I lost money. But like I said, I didn't lose the money because I hedged it. If you know me, I'm going to hedge it. You know what I mean? Only told you guys about one bet. But I bet the knockout. So the knockout had better odds. And so I lost a little bit of money. You know, it's no big deal. You know. But yeah, I thought this was the man. I swear I thought that this was the blackest fight in the history of being the blackest. I don't care who you're rooting for. I thought this was the blackity blacks fight. I'm just saying. 2019, I tried to wake y'all up. Derrick James was incompetent last night. Frank Martin struggled. Talked about timing. Errol Spence, timing was bad. Derrick James got to make some adjustments. 7, you got to make adjustments. He got to make adjustments. You get what I'm saying? So that's just it, man. You know what I mean? Like, man, I thought it would have been watermelon and fried chicken and Kool-Aid stains on everybody's pro club. It was no watermelon and fried chicken last night, man. It was no Kool-Aid stains on everybody's oversized pro club shirt. I'm just asking. I'm asking. Nah, because for the culture, now we wear fitted clothes now. Now we wear more tight clothes. So we're not wearing the big shorts with the pro clubs anymore. We're wearing like designer shirts now, and like skinny jeans with no socks, you know. So it was no black guys with some tight shirts on with some skinny jeans. It wasn't 100 of them together. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? No, it wasn't 100 people. No one put up their AdSense. I know it's offensive. It's supposed to be funny. Nobody put up their AdSense. Nobody put up their AdSense, man. Yeah, not the Pro Club shirt. Yeah, Pro Club, Michelle. Pro Club. You know what I mean? Everybody hiding their belly. You know when you see a dude with a extended, they wear the extended long. It's like a dress. It's like a dress. You know when the dude got the Pro Club shirt on that looks like a dress, he's really fat. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And if it's hot, he got the cargo shorts on, with the 14 pockets, you know what I mean, with the sweat rag in the back. You know what I mean? Yeah, it wasn't 100 of them running around. I'm just asking for a friend. It wasn't 100 of them running around. They didn't all join together and say, "Oh man, they got to come out to Jill Scott's new national anthem." Man, if Errol, Spence, and Terrence Crawford don't come out to Jill Scott's new national anthem, they ain't black, dog. Oh man. Did anybody see any chicken bones at the top of the trash cans when you walk through the MGM? Because you know where they put the cigarettes are? Because Negroes ain't gonna put it in the trash. They're gonna put it in the cigarette at the top. Anybody see any chicken bones next to the cigarettes at the top of the trash can? Anybody see it? I'm just asking for a friend. Did you see any watermelon seeds? Did you see any watermelon seeds in front of the lion at the MGM? Did the MGM run out of cognac? Did the MGM run out of brandy and cognac? I'm just asking. I'm asking. The MGM should have ran out of cognac last night, dog. I'm just asking. I'm just saying. This was the blackest fight in the history of being black. I'm just asking for a friend. Or did they stay home? Everybody stayed home, right? Everybody stayed home. I know everybody stayed home. Everybody stayed home, man. But the boxing voice, you know what they did? They understood it's about capitalism. Oh, what's your question, man? I didn't see it. Born Hustler, I'm sorry. The chat is moving faster than normal. It's close to over 400 people in here. So that's just my question. The boxing voice understood the assignment. Ain't that what the culture say? Understood the assignment. Could that 35? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. 35. Oh, yeah. Crawford would beat him. He's more offensive. Yes. Was there 300 people around the craps game and everybody had a gold chain on with the rings on all four of their fingers? Were all the white people playing roulette because they couldn't get on the craps table? I'm just asking at the MGM last night. Because I could have been fooled. I ain't lying. At the rate they were talking about Errol Spence and I hate Terrence Crawford and you got to be the black. If you ain't black, if you're not supporting Errol Spence, that they would be at the craps table. That they would be at the craps table. I'm shocked they wasn't at the craps table last night. Nah, nobody played craps. Were they playing dice in the bathroom last night? Oh, Derrick James gonna retire. Oh, he's done after this year. Oh, he's done. And he's gonna be the richest trainer in the history of boxing after this year. Derrick James will amass, and he deserves it. I'm not knocking the guy. I haven't seen him train against Charlo. He has the capabilities of making the adjustment. Yeah, well, they play dominoes on their phone now, dog. They play dominoes. But what you don't play on your phone, was there a spades game in the middle of the MGM last night? Did you see two Negroes in a pro club with a glass of cognac complaining about reneging at the MGM last night? Because I'm telling you, dog, this should have been a family reunion of the For the Culture Negroes. It should have been. Because I'm a coon. I'm a family man. I love Dre. I love Lincoln. I love Kennedy. I have my nephew. I promote it all the time. You know what I mean? I'm sometimes I'm arrogant, but y'all put up with it. But I never displayed what I am not. Nah, I don't want the rematch. Good question. I had that in my notes. Thank you. I don't want the rematch, but I understand economics. Can Errol Spence go somewhere else and get another fight? The answer is no, right? So if the answer is no, now you got to make a decision. Are you going to buy it or not? But he can't go to 154 and fight Fundora and make what he would make against Errol Spence. It's about economics. He's not getting a Canelo fight anymore. He's not getting a Canelo fight. That's done. Oh, man, Chris. Oh, man. You should not come back. Like I said, don't come back, man. I'm just saying, man. That's all I'm saying, man. It should have been. But Tank wasn't there last night. See, they'll go to the debauchery stuff, like Tank, Devin Haney is tiptoeing in it. Devin Haney knows better. Devin Haney knows better. He knows better. Devin Haney knows better. He's a young man that knows better. But that's the problem. This culture is taking our young men. And then we talk about, I think the pay-per-view did about 750. About 750, I would say. It feels like everybody bought it. You know what I mean? I should do a show every Sunday. Maybe. I don't know. But we're going to tie in basketball. You know what I mean? Because basketball season starts September 9th. Fall league starts September 9th. I can't wait. We in dead period now. We have a dead period till mid-August, and then we get some gym time, and then we got fall league September 9th, and the season starts November 14th. November 29th, we play Harvard Westlake, the top 5 team in the country. Y'all come on out and support. We're about 30 points underdog. We're going to give them a run for their money, man. We're gonna do the best we can with what we got. We're in a rebuilding season. We're doing great, though. We're in a rebuilding season. New coach. I'm the new assistant coach. We're doing good. Lincoln and Kennedy goes to practice every day. Lincoln will be playing the national anthem. Every home game, he'll be playing the national anthem. Kennedy's going to be the ball girl. Lincoln's going to be the towel boy. Dre is going to be the unofficial doctor. It's just a Hawthorne family thing, That's all it is. I intentionally put things in place that keeps me out the streets. Don't get me wrong, man. You think about doing some crazy stuff, but when you got to go home to your family, you just don't do it. but for the culture. So yeah, man, that's where we're at, man. 2 hours is long enough, man. You know what I mean? Hey, you know how they say he rolling over in his grave? Dude's rolling over in they pro clubs right now. Oh my God. And let me tell you something else, man. If you don't like what I said tonight, feel free to pull any piece of this video, right? And post it and call me a coon, a hater. Whatever you want. And make a video about it, man. But if you got a pro club on, I know you hate me right now. But they got the pro club loose necks now, right? So it's not so tight around the neck anymore. Hey, they got Happy Meals at the corner store, man. Pro Club, mild and black, and a Thunderbird. Hey, that's a for the culture Happy Meal, man. You get a Pro Club, a mild and black, and a Thunderbird. That's the for the culture, man. They got a for the culture special, man. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you, man. They got the pro, man. Listen. And they don't replace it. But now the for the culture dudes, they don't wear Cortez anymore, Timberlands. You know what they wear? They wear Jordans now. So now they got the Jordans on with the pro clubs. I ain't lying. They got Jordans on now. They got Jordans, or now they wearing the yeah, they got Jordans on, dog. I ain't lying. Pro clubs with Jordans, dog. Pro clubs with Jordans. That's the new thing right now. Yeah. Pro clubs with Jordans. You know what I mean? They rolling over in their pro clubs right now. I did, man. I'm telling you, I was wrong, man. The pro club, they got pro club V-necks, dog. No, so you get to show your taco meat now? Oh, no way, dog. They got that now. Yeah, man, the black and miles, man. You know what I mean? Did you see 14 Negroes rolling up a black and mild at the craps table last night? Did anybody see it? Blue Blood, did you see 14 Negroes rolling up a black and mild, then run into the bathroom at the craps table last night? I'm just asking. I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. The shocker shirt. Dog, this is funny, dog. This is funny, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that's what they do. So I'm encouraging everybody, man. If you disagree with anything I said tonight, please do a video on me. I ain't lying, because I don't care. I don't care. Please do a video on me right now. Go live right now. Hey, if you've gained 48 pounds during COVID and you got a V-neck pro club on, oh man, yeah. Oh, the Balenciaga, they're wearing Jordans and Balenciagas. That's what they do it. Hell yeah, that's what they do it, Birdman. That's what they do it. Yeah, they wearing Balenciagas, the all black ones, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. It's funny, man. Hey, man. Yeah, man. So at the end of the day, man, it's about AdSense the 21st every month. And it's about Bob Arum versus Al Haymon. That's what it's like. That's what it's about, man. All right, now we know. Because guess what? It's not about fandom. Because how does your favorite black YouTuber not go to this fight and they make thousands of dollars of AdSense? Why are they not there? I don't care what they got going on in their life. They should have been there last night, but they wasn't. Anyways, man, I totally appreciate y'all coming in tonight, man. It's 11 o'clock. I've been 2 hours. I've taken accountability. You got to watch the beginning of my show, Born Hustler, and the beginning of the live, and that will pretty much tell you what you need to hear. You're being repetitive, and I've answered it. I appreciate you though. You know what I mean? But you know, when you go to Boxing Ego and all those other guys, they're not going to respond to you not unless you super chat. They not gonna super chat. They not gonna if you don't super chat them, nah, they ain't gonna respect you. Man, listen, man. Man, listen. Dre gonna be mad as hell if I don't wash. I gotta go in the kitchen and wash this because Dre is gonna be mad as hell if I don't wash. I've never drank out of this. This is the first time because I've never been pressed for time. I got out the shower at 8:55, 8:57 somewhere, and I forget it. And I didn't know what. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I didn't know what to do. You know how you know what to do to go live, but I didn't know what buttons to push. I know what buttons to push, but my processes wasn't working. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit. Oh, I gotta cut on the roadcaster. Oh, I gotta set the camera. I I didn't know. So I ran in the kitchen and grabbed Dre's water bottle. But if this ain't clean in the morning, because the first thing Dre does when she gets up, because we take turns because we still got young kids, right? She go run. I work out at home. She go runs. She come home. She tags me. I go run. She go work out in the gym. That's our life. That's what we do every morning. And the kids don't wake up till 10:30, 11. No, we got to be at the gym at 11, 11:30. So about 10 o'clock, they wake up, you know. So, yeah, man. So if Fred is a coon and your favorite black YouTube channel didn't show up for Errol Spence last night, but they made thousands of dollars of AdSense off of Errol Spence, ask yourself this question. They couldn't afford pro clubs. They couldn't afford pro clubs. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all, man. I genuinely appreciate y'all. It's about AdSense and power up top. AdSense down bottom and power up top. And we're just in the middle somewhere, swimming around like goldfish. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you guys, this is the truth. Hopefully I woke some people up. You know what I mean? Oh man, I don't know if he went to the fight. I've unfollowed all those guys. I don't know. As I'm going to hell. As you say, Drew Titan went. He put his money where his mouth is. You said BFTB went. He put his money where his mouth is. That's it. Blue blood goes to all the fights. That's what it is. If I wasn't coaching, I would have been at the fight. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If I wasn't going back, if Lincoln didn't want to be a great basketball player, then I would be doing it, you know. But Lincoln and Kennedy want to be great basketball players. Main man Kyle went to the fight. You know what I mean? He did some interviews. He interviewed Samson. I saw that today. But man, y'all go ahead and have a beautiful evening, man. I appreciate y'all, man. 2 hours and 14 minutes. Champ side went. I'm glad he went. Yeah, he went. You know, but he lives in Vegas, right? He moved to Vegas about 2 or 3 years ago. So, I mean, that wasn't nothing for him. But Boxiano went. I'm happy they went. So they put their money where their mouth is. They went. I respect it. You know, I ain't been to their channel, so I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, but I'm glad they went. Who Blue be in Vegas, but not at the fight. You know, probably they messing with him. You know, he works for BLK Prime. You know, if they didn't have what's the guy's name? If Mike Coppinger couldn't go, you know, Blue works for BLK Prime. Shit, you know, they ain't gonna do that, man. Stop hating on Shakur. Man, you must be from Omaha, dog. You know, you must be from Omaha, man. You know what I mean? So I'm glad the people went that made all that money off Errol Spence's name. I'm glad they went. And the people that didn't go, they're not as black as they say they are. Because they should have went. You talk about something for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you build it up, but you don't go to the blackest fight this is the blackest fight in the second blackest fight in the history of boxing. You know what the first one was? the number one blackest fight in the history of boxing. I'm gonna let y'all guess. I'm gonna count to 20. What's the blackest fight in the history of boxing? It's not hard to figure out. The blackest fight in the history of boxing. There's two, actually. There's two. The two of the blackest. I'm gonna give you two options. And then we getting out of here. There's two. Nope, not Ali Frazier. That was mainstream. Nope. The blackest fight, because y'all not gonna guess. The two blackest fights in the history of boxing is not Floyd Zab, because Zab lost, remember? So it wasn't as big. But Zab was in one of the blackest fights in the history. Number one, the blackest fight in the history because of its location was what? Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson. It was in Memphis, right? That was the blackest fight in the history of black. Number two, Corey Spinks and St. Louis. Remember that? Remember Devin Haney holding the belts? Remember that for Zab? And number three, no, I would say Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence is the second blackest fight in the history. Ali was mainstream. You know what I mean? Anyways, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you guys for coming. This was fun. We'll do another live. It's going to be a lot of basketball. So everybody mark their calendar. November 29th is a big day. We're playing Harvard Westlake at Harvard Westlake, November 29th. Feel free to come on out. We have our first home game. Blue Boy got this. I didn't even know Blue Boy got the Pro Club short sleeve. Oh man. Now y'all go say, Fred talking about you. I ain't even know. I didn't even know. I thought Blue Blood be wearing like jerseys and how you say it? He be styling. Blue Blood be fashionably dressed. November 14th, first home game. Come on out. Should be pretty fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah. And Tank Davis fights. Tank Davis. But you know. Anyways, man, I appreciate you, man. Somebody's gonna go live in the Pro Club and be mad at me. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gone. I ain't got no outro no more, man. I don't know if I got. Do I got an outro? Yeah, go buy 9 Wives, man. Y'all go buy 9 Wives, man. Y'all do that. What? I said, Malcolm, thank you guys for coming through. I know this was a spontaneous live. I appreciate you, man. Oh yeah, September 30th. We're gonna go live. We're gonna go live after Jamel Charlo get his butt beat. We're gonna go live after Jamel Charlo get his butt beat. All right. Blue gets chopped by a Dominican barber. He should go live from the barbershop. You gotta tell him to do his show. He can be the new barbershop conversations, man. Go get 9 Wives, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gone, man. Holla. What? I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there.
Damn, you're right. Rumble in the Jungle is the blackest, the location. But I'm talking about the debauchery, man. The debauchery. Memphis got tons of debauchery. Tons of debauchery. But you're right. In terms of the blackest, you're right. Zaire. But you're right. All right, I'm going for sure. Y'all have a wonderful evening, man. Peace. What? I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?